Hey everybody, what's shaking? This is John Vroman, FrontRowFactor.com, and this is 4 Minutes in the Front Row. Today, I'm sharing with you a strategy that I call timing over topic. It's made all the difference in my business life, in my personal life, and I want to share with you why that is. So first, let me start with my business. I divided my day into 3 chunks of time. Early in the day, I create. Midday, I connect. And at the end of the day, I celebrate. Now, the reason I've chosen this is because I do my best writing, for example, between 8 and 10 a.m. Now, some of my heroes, they'll say I write the best between midnight and 2 a.m. And I tried that and that didn't work. I have other heroes that write between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. and I tried that and that didn't work. I had to find the time for me when I was able to create the best. So writing wasn't the problem. It was the timing of the writing that was the issue for me. But once I found that sweet spot, I was able to create during the time of day when I had the most amount of energy. Now, interestingly, I love to connect with people, but I put that at a time of day when my energy was starting to fade. So as I was naturally kind of like, I was into my day and I've been working hard for hours and hours and hours, and my energy maybe started to dip around 2 or 3 o'clock, I would put calls with people at that time. And I really only try to take calls between like 1 and 4 p.m. because talking to people charges me up. And so for me, I put that at a specific time when my energy was starting to fade because the activity itself was charging for me. And then at the end of the day, I was able to celebrate. I was able to talk to the team about what went great and how can we do more of that tomorrow. So in my business, it wasn't always about the topic, like whether or not I was good at writing. It was about the timing of the day that I was doing it. So where in your world are you setting up intentionally the times of the days that relate to the activity itself that best fits during those hours? Now I want to tell you how this works in my personal life. So I'll give you an example. My wife and I, typically, we would go through a crazy day doing all of our stuff. We'd tuck the kids into bed and it would be 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And it would be the first time that we'd have some real time together. And sometimes we'd talk about the kids or we'd talk about tough things, life issues that it felt like the only time we had to talk about those was at 9 o'clock at night when the day was winding down. But we were both exhausted. We were both kind of tapped out from the day. And we noticed that friction was high during that time. We'd tend to get into more arguments. And we realized that it wasn't the topics. It wasn't that we weren't great at communicating, is that we were trying to have these conversations at the worst time of the day. I said, if our family is important, our children are important, why don't we take some of that conversation time and put it at our best hours? So we sat down and decided, when are we the most excited to talk about that, and schedule the conversation during those times versus, allowing these conversations to show up when we're not at our prime. My wife would be the first one to tell you that she is not a morning person. She does not want to have deep, heavy conversations in the morning. And it took me years to figure this out. She'd be just waking up and I'd be hitting her with like big things because I was up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, already fully into my day. And so I'm at a level 10. She comes downstairs just waking up and our energies aren't matching. And so we'd get into some friction, but it wasn't about the topic. It was about the timing. So now I just ask myself before I bring something up, I say, is this the right time? And I even remember that being a new employee in my early 20s. And I remember talking to my boss about something that I wanted to bring up to the team. And I remember him teaching me at that moment, he said, it's not about whether or not you should bring it up. It's when you should bring it up. It's the timing. So I wanted to bring this to you today to look so that you could look at your world and ask, how are you looking at the timing over the topic itself? And see how that plays out for you. Comment below, share this video with somebody that you think would enjoy it. And until next time, keep living your life in the front row. Take care, everybody.